Welcome everyone, breaking news. With companies struggling, like big mega corporations, to donate and contribute financially to open source projects, we have seen that previously not only in my 25 years running tiny T2 Linux distribution, but even new projects like the high performance mold linker, but certainly everything from KDE to GNOME, Xorg, Rust, left and right and in between. And certainly me personally here recently trying to get Sci5, Hi5 or AMD to sponsor my work on RDNA2 AMD GPU graphics on RISC-V as picked up by Linus Tech Tips and L1 Tech or so. We make it easier. I understood also with trying to contact Sci5, Hi5 and AMD. It turned out similar to what the mold high-performance linker found. Big mega corporations have simply little, if none, infrastructure to donate randomly to even like some small projects. Hey, this open source stuff helped me today at work, saved us hours or weeks or months and stuff, improved our security, development process and whatnot. There is simply no infrastructure. Even at AMD, I found interesting people with this RDNA2 stuff on RISC-V, but it's like, yeah, no infrastructure, right? So we make it easier. Starting today, 25 years in the making, we now start selling T2s. You can actually purchase and buy a proper commercial license of one of the best Linux distributions, supporting over 30 CPU architectures from ARM to RISC-V, certainly PowerPC, Spark, MIPS. So whether you run it on your PS3 supercomputer or just latest and greatest epic thread-ripping AMD or Intel Ryzen stuff, 4+ C libraries, glibc, uclibc, diatlibc and Musel, plus other stuff like vasilibc and stuff. Usually state-of-the-art latest and greatest packages, Xorg, Wayland, Linux kernel, you name it, and lots of stuff patched to just work, so much that even the top #1 access to our website is from the previous Red Hat network address translation pool, because obviously they need to get the latest and greatest patches from somewhere. So we have T2. So I mean, obviously it is a little bit of, you get what is open source anyway, but that is exactly what companies need, right? So you want to give, you are in a company and you find this amazing 25 years works of development and testing and patches, contributing to stuff every single week, amazing, and want to give big back. And you don't have a donation procedure, right? You can still donate, GitHub sponsorship, YouTube membership and stuff. But hey, if you don't have other means and the only way your company can fund and support open source stuff, there are options now, right? T2 Soho, small office, home office, Linux for $99.99, T2 embedded Linux for all your good IoT network firewall projects, starter kit there for embedded T2 Linux SD system development environment, distribution $29.99, and T2 unbroken freaking enterprise Linux for as cheap and bargain of $4.99. And yes, I realize that is way under market price, right? Others broken Linux distribution charge as much as 10, if not $20,000 dollar per license. But yeah, there are options now. Leave in the comments below what you think. And again, of course, you can still just download the open source edition. But if you're a business and have some change over at the end of the year or in general, AMD, Intel, Nvidia, who knows, or Hewlett-Packard and stuff like that. And you don't even need to use it, right? This is also, I'm not guessing like some NASA or SpaceX, or they will install it at Twitter. For that, they probably would use our open source edition, because obviously Twitter has no money for that. But obviously this is not like you need to use it then. I mean, but just appreciation of all the work that goes into keeping all these architectures running, increasingly tested, patched to be somewhat, at least less, somewhat bug-free, at least less bugs, and other amazing stuff. For example, the other day I added support for kexec now, and maybe I even go one step further to kexec kernel execute after installer, and then of course so much more stuff to come. And the new ISOs will default to XFCE. Of course, you can still optional install KDE in GNOME, but certainly a much improvement for running your small and home office with a proper desktop Linux in 2022 or soon 2023. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. As usual, leave in the comments below what you think. Is that a better way for corporations? Probably, I would say options are always good. The more options, the better. We will see who will adopt this. Maybe I need to post it on LinkedIn or stuff. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something, and I actually have some recurring one more thing. Also, actually, by the way, we just recently surpassed 4,000. Now we have already 5,000 packages, right? We have new contributors, new data AI bot, right? The Linux distribution, it's being kept up to date by an data AI bot, updating packages, checking upstream websites, deriving metadata of new version stuff, even test building that, and so on, deleting hot fixes that don't apply anymore. And now I think 700 or nearly 800 new packages just the last week from AI sourcing the internet, getting our total package count to nearly 5,000. I think 4,996, so probably 95. Anyway, 4 or 5 more packages probably to add to announce. Also breaking news for 5,000 packages, of which many previously nearly half, but with all the new packages probably slightly under 50% cross-compiling tested, and we're currently cross-compiling to 30 plus and counting CPU architectures as listed here from Alpha. And yes, we still test that. AVR32, HPPA, IA64, Motorola. So basically everything not maintained by big mega corporations anymore, but here you get it for free as open source or for your company to support and give back. I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day or night, and let's continue on the More Life channel doing one more kexec and suspend to disk thing to release T2 2212 with the best Linux distribution for the most CPU architectures we ever released. Don't forget to subscribe, and I see you soon for all the next amazing open and business stuff to come.